Greetings and salutations, Dota fans! It is I, Badger, here for some more League of Legends Season 10 action. Didn't think I'd be casting tonight, but the BTS Pro Series 11 action ended early, so I am free. Didn't see anyone casting Mrcrazyguy Fan Club versus Moozy is Crying. I believe this is Game 2 only. The Dota API seems to be down, but I believe Game 1 was already finished. Not quite sure who won. I apologize for those who were looking for Game 1, but was not available at the time. What can you do? We are here though for some lads action. It is Mrcrazyguy Fan Club on the Radiant team taking on Moozy is Crying on the Dire team. It's two very different teams, but we can go over them real fast with a little bit of time. We have Pre-Horn. Looking over at this Mrcrazyguy Fan Club team and the Radiant team, a lot of lads, veterans here, a lot of big names. Guys who have played very deep in the Lance playoffs. Guys who have made Lance Grand Finals. Some good players here. You know, obviously Nephilim, Sep, Ultra Gunner, Jinx, Filcy. Not quite sure how many seasons those five have combined, but it's got to be well into the double digits. Looking over at the Dire team, we got a couple of lads players we recognized in the past. Obviously CB and PMA, longtime veterans. I believe this is fourth year Lingus' third season. And then we got two newcomers. We have Nova on the Phoenix and Vico on the Razor. I believe Vico is a 7K player. Not quite sure on the exact MMR, but he certainly will be, off of player skill alone, a very strong contender out of the middle lane. Do we have an MMR check on this guy? He's ranked 760, which is like, I think it's like just outside of 7K actually, but it is quite high. They did not mark the win in game, so I'm not quite sure who won game 1. And we'll figure that one out as soon as possible, but as it currently stands, I do not know. Looking over at draft, I think I like the concept. So PMA's team won game 1. Thank you, Fume. Should probably mark that actually somewhere. Once that, I'll go mark that real fast. Where's series score? Crazy 0-1 Moozy. Man, I am so good at streaming. And there is our update, though. Back over to the action. I like this Dire side draft, and that's a very modern sort of concept, but Kunkka, safe lane, Razor, mid lane. Seems a little bit wild. Radiant have CK, Radiant have Grimstroke. I think some very good heroes right now, so I'm going to give Radiant the slight edge in draft, but if game 1's any indication, this PMA team is a threat to win. Possibly even 2-0 here. Seeing a lot of alt-chatting right now from CB with the lines, but it seems like they're having a good time on this Pugna hero. Middle lane is not a fun day to be Sev. It is the Ember versus Razor matchup, which is very bad for Ember. I'm not necessarily a middle lane expert. I couldn't give you an exact idea of how bad it is, but I can say without a doubt this is an absolutely terrible matchup. Zero doubts about that. Wouldn't be surprised if Vico continues to own the middle lane CS-wise. He's currently 12-2 versus Sev's 7-1. Wouldn't be too shocked if we see Sev walk over to that small camp quite soon. Farm up some creeps, ignore interacting with the Razor, who's going to simply use Static Link and ruin your day. Over to bottom lane is Lifestealer Grimstroke taking on Phoenix Mars. We see a lot of safe laners love to leave lane when Mars gets 6. Lifestealer is not one of those safe laners. He has the rage, of course, to get out of the arena. So if Ultra Gunner wants to, he can stay in the safe lane can keep that bottom lane T1 tower alive for quite long this game. Potentially 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 14 minutes. The tower could still be like, if Ultra wants to commit to being in this bottom lane and applying a lot of pressure against what could be a 3 or 4 man dire siege if teammates rotate in. Both the Mars and Lifestealer should farm just fine, though, looking at actual laning interactions. Over to top lane, it is Mrcrazyguy versus Pugna Kunkka. So far, we are seeing CK on top, CS-wise, which I believe more or less makes some sense. CK a lot of damage. So does Tide with Tidebringer, but Tidebringer has a cooldown. Chaos Knight's right clicks do not. Therefore, I'm not too shocked. Filsky's doing a great job in this lane right now. There's also a lot of kill threat here with Chaos Bolt into Arrow, so CB and PMA must be relatively careful. But yeah, we are chilling right now. No real kill attempts in any of the lanes. We are seeing Link again on Sev's Ember. Unfortunate day to be Sev on the Ember, but you are playing Ember into Razor WCYD. Yeah, it's he's got 19 damage versus Razor, who has, with the stolen damage, 100 damage. So it's not a fun time to be Sev. Even good Cytophist there for a last that he did not get, so not ideal. We're seeing rotation from Morana to secure the water rune. Will mean that Vico gets this bottom water rune. Of course, Seb will secure that top water rune. What match is this? This is some League of... Wait, this is League of Legends Season 11, isn't it? No, it is Season 10. It is League of Legends Season 10 action. Doing a last-minute pickup cast, because this game was uncasted. Bottom lane, Inkswell is used by Nephilim. Fourth Year Lingus is stunned. In comes Ultra Gunner. Mr. 7K carry. Headed for Fourth Year Lingus. The Fourth Year Lingus will run away, but it is a League of Legends Season 10 matchup. It is a last-minute pickup cast by me because I was a little bit bored, and because the Pro Series 10 action ended early, I am available. Correction, the Pro Series 11 action ended early. Mixing up my League of Legends Season 10 with BTS Pro Series Season 11. Might be on that one mentally, but... It is, two pretty good lads teams playing right now. I'm real excited for this, matchup. Chaos Bolt Arrow top lane will result in first blood going to Jinx on the Morana. CP on Pugna. Fell. The trading bottom continues. But for now, the only real kill attempt is in that top lane. They could not punish the Mars with the Phoenix being missing. The damage was simply not there. I like how Sev has recovered middle lane, though. He's doing a relatively good job considering the first 2 or so minutes went. Obviously, a lot of those last hits are small camp creeps, but you know what? His net worth isn't that far behind the Razor, which is pretty good considering the matchup is definitely bad for the Ember. Of course, though, Razor #1 last hits #1 net worth as well. Vico, one of the higher MR players new to the league this season. It'll be interesting to see what he does for the season going forward, if he ends up being one of those big standout players in his first LANs season. Bottom lane is Nova fighting with Nephilim. Inkswell and Dive were both used, and Nova dives back in for Nephilim. Nephilim is on the run, spirits are up, and they are hits. Nephilim pops the stick, Stroke of Fates, and will go down to Nova on the Phoenix. That is 1-for-1 kill score overall now, equaling it up with the kill there from Phoenix. You see Ultra Gunner rotate in, trying to perhaps play with his Grimstroke or even avenge his Grimstroke, but instead, it's top lane where the action occurs. Arrow from Jinx plus Seb's rotation on the Ember results in CB dying again on Pugna. 3 deaths so far in this game. They are all 5 supports. But that is unfortunate for Ultra Gunner. He spent a lot of time running at the Phoenix. Did not find the Phoenix. Instead, it's middle lane where Dive goes by Vico. Looking for Sev, instead finding Nephilim. Nephilim goes down there on Grimstroke. It's now a 4th death of 5 supports out of all 4 deaths in the game. Rough day to be 5s. How much water do I have right now? I got enough for 1 game. Good play from Filsky top lane. Uses Phantasm to dodge that X-Mark combo. As a result, Chaos Bolt arrows there on CB. It is a pretty long window to dodge stuff on Phantasm. I believe it is 0.5 seconds of immunity for CK himself, but it's still a good heads-up play there by Filski. Turn the engagement around. Instead of perhaps dying to that Kunkka-Pugna combination, they instead turn on onto the Pugna himself, and well, it's good plays by Filski. I like watching some Filski Dota, you know. He is season in, season out, one of the better offlaners in Lads. He has been for at least 4 or 5 seasons now, and once again, Filski playing well in this Season 10 action. We are seeing potential rotations towards the top lane. Both teams are rotating heroes over, but for now there is no engagements. Razor's invis is over. He finds Nephilim, Plasma Field, Static Link, but in comes Arrow, off the mark. Nephilim falls. They turn to Jinx. Jinx will leap away. Kunkka was not in range of any spells, so it is 1 death on Grimstroke, and the trend continues. It's minute 9. There have been 6 kills, and all 6 are on the 5 supports. Poor day to be 5 supports. Look at our hero network, it'll indicate that. Look at all the way at the bottom. It's the 2 5 supports, and a ton of room between them and the other 8 heroes. Over the top lane, PMA is rotated on by Ember. Remnant in, but PMA with the rum buff remains alive. Now Marina there on too. Sev has no remnants left. He will drop. They move to Filski. Filski will manfight, perhaps bringing down Nova with a crit. But he certainly will lose his life, as will Jinx for that matter to the Razor. Back over to Filski. He's still trying to run away under his own the enemy T1 tower. That will not work. That is a 3-for-1 exchange. Filski, Sev, and Jinx on Mirana, only for a support Phoenix. Not an ideal trade, of course, for the side of the Radiants. And I've also learned why I warm up for these games. I definitely feel a little bit out of shape right now. What can you do? I wanted to cast more than I wanted to cast well. I'm interested to see what Ultra Gunner buys this game on Lifestealer. He has Armlet currently being built, but after that there are a lot of interesting options. I wouldn't be too shocked this game puts like an S and Y type item, but instead of mid lane heroes running at Vico's Razor, he looks for the Illusion Rune dodge, does not find it. He still remains alive with the purge of the Illusion Rune. Now turns on Jinx without the 4th-year-old Lingus. Mirana drops Spears there on Ember's Spirit. Ember is half HP, has 1 remnant, and uses it away. So Radiant 1 and 1 kill on Razor. Instead find 1 death on the Mirana. There's a chains on CB's Pugna, but with the Phoenix being nearby with Sunray, the Dire will hit that middle T1 tower. They see Ultra Gunner on Lifestealer bottom lane, defending the bottom tier 1. So instead of going for your meta standard play of taking the safe lane T1, they instead opt for the middle lane T1, and it seems like they will get it, though. In comes Sev, looking to save the day. Chains on 2, Infest out, Ultra has arrived, the tower is dead. CB will tank an Inkswell stun and will die to that sleight of fist damage. Now it's Ultra Gunner looking for more. He has a rage, but 4th-year Lingus will TP away in time. So it is a tower for a Pugna, and it did cost the rotation of Ultra Gunner. So despite Radiant getting a kill, it's certainly out of their favor. But if they can get this middle T1 tower in exchange, suddenly it'll be okay. Nova looks to defend. Spirits on Filski and Nephilim. They're both dropping a little bit low. Correction, Filski is fine, but with PMA arriving, Radiant will be forced to back off. And as it currently stands, I think it's called Moozy is gone as a team name. They're in the driver's seat right now, but apparently it's not a massive lead. It is 1K net worth. It is not too particularly large. One good team fight, of course, in the favor of Mrcrazyguy fan club, and that will do it. Love me some water. Or the bottom lane. You see 4th Yorlingas shoving in the lane with PMA. We see Jinx on tower defense duty, but he is alone right now on Mirana. 4th Yorlingas hunts. It's a slow TP as well. The slow TP. Oh, he didn't know that on the Mars, I don't think. I'm not sure if he saw him there. Instead, it's top lane with the action correction. No action top lane. Everybody left, so it will be a tier 1 tower trade for tier 1 tower trade. The Dire side, top tier 1 for the Radiant side, bottom tier 1. The meta standard trade, which means it will be 2 towers to 1 overall, with Dire having that 1 tower lead. We see heroes in the area of Sev, but Sev is fine. He'll walk away, has remnants if he needs, including a defensive remnant in the tree area right over here. Over Ultra Gunner, he is in the top lane very heavily. He has Rage and has TP, but it is a level 1 Rage. So potentially, if he isn't perfect, Dire can still cancel his TP until he has that second point in Rage. For now, though, it will be an infest inside Filsky, who has Phantasm up in 5. Moonlight Shadow is popped. Radiant run in as 4. They have a 5th on the Rendezvous. It will be 5 in the middle lane area. Chains from Sev into Arrow on Razor. Razor is being kept alive by Pugna and Phoenix. Now, the arena, it's massive. The boat, it is huge. 2 dead, 3 dead. Sev is in, but Radiant are collapsing. Sev, the Remnant, he will TP. It will not work. And it's a full 5-man wipe in favor of the side of Moozy. And that right there is how you break the game wide open. Big play opportunity for the side of Mrcrazyguy fan club. But instead, all they find is an absolute rout. What a huge turnaround right there. My lord. And look at where the damage is coming from. Everybody on Dire except for Razor doing a massive amount of damage. And we know what Razor did. Razor tanked the damage. He dragged them all in. And Radiant, they had so many wards placed. They had such high vision of the area. But it did not matter. Dire, they wanted to defend their territory. And they succeeded. Great success. Over to Radiant again. Mrcrazyguy fan club. There again. Going for more big plays, this time with the smoke. Filsky, Jinx, and Nephilim intruding into the Dire jungle. Blink in by Filsky for Vico, Inkswell, Arrow, Phantom's Embrace. Razor is low, and they will leave Razor to die. TPs were cancelled, they accepted his death, and moved on. Big kill. The money goes to Jinx on Mirana, though they're going to need more than that. They hunt for more middle lanes. Sev leads the way. Chains were missed. Now, over to CB. He too will be left to die. It is a 3-second Chaos Bolts into a Sev Sleight of Fist. 2 more kills. Incomplete arena there on Filsky and Nephilim. The spear hits CK into the boat. CK is low, but he's infested for the heal. Sunray will damage. Filsky is on the run. He has Blink in 1 and might even turn back in again. Sev is very deep, distracting the Dire. Filsky looks to re-engage. X-Mark on Sev. Will he dodge? He will! What a fantastic dodge from Sev! And now, Mrcrazyguy fan club will disengage. They got the 2 kills, they forced rotations, and they got out cleanly. A well-executed engagement. Love me some water. Usually I would ask it, I would have an analyst say something in this gap, but instead I'm drinking water. Love me some water. Looks like the Moozy team are grouping to smoke. It is a 5-man smoke. Radiant might have some idea they're drawing the arrow. They know something is up. But Ultra Gunner still might be caught. Blink Spear is there in time. He did not rage or react. The arena is in. Torrent up. Boat down. Ultra to the grave. And that is a massive pickoff for the side of Moozy. And here we go. Eyes on the prize. It is that bottom tier 2 tower. It will be glyphed If Dire want to commit, they can, but they will be tanking the tower, and instead, it's only CB hitting it with a level 2 Nether Blast right now, as PMA will X-Mark TP towards the top lane, perhaps to clear the wave, but he did not clear the wave. Back to bottom, Dire R is fine, but Radiant's TP and Ultra Gunner leads the way again. Moonlight Shadow in, the tower's happy, Pugna Ward will stay alive. Filski blinks in, Inksoul beyond the Pugna, Pugna will drop, and now, Torrent brings CK in the air. Razor will BKB. He's soul bound, but he is not linked to any targets. With his BKB, he will walk away, so it's one death on Pugna. Arrow in, flies from long range to scouts. And the remainder are Moozy. They will walk away. They want nothing to do with this 4v5 engagements. They will farm on the way out, perhaps giving Mrcrazyguy a bit of an opportunity, but it will not. Never mind. Instead, they turn Ultra Gunner again. The rage is up. He'll be forced to rage. He invests in a creep, but Rebuke slows the creep. Ultra is out of the creep. He has no TP. He has no rage. He has no infest, and he has no HP. He's dead again. PMA is dominating. A man who some pundits derisively called the worst carrion lads is 4-0-4 on Kunkka. And he is perhaps looking towards a 2-0 victory right now in this opening series. Fantastic stuff. Over to middle lane, Chaos Bolts will be on Nova. Yes, she did not cancel the Icarus dive into the arrow. A bit of a blunder from Nova. As a result, Phoenix will die. Now we see a rotation from 4th Orlingus. Arena is up, but the blink is cancelled by Urn. He looks towards Sev. But that is one nearly impossible kill in the Ember Spirit with that defensive remnants. He will get away. Dire, though, they're not sitting on their laurels. They want to play again into the Radiant side jungle. They have massive amounts of map control here. They put up a fresh ward. They have the outpost. They have taken the bottom tier 2 tower. But currently they see 0 heroes. They want to go somewhere, perhaps into this Radiant side Shrine Camp, and now they will see Ember on the map. So they have some information, but the main target is middle lane. They now see Ultra Gunner on the day vision. Ultra stands high grounds. Blink is up, used on Ultra Gunner. Vico has BKB, can't use it if he wants to. Chaos Bolts will hit to 4-second stun. In comes Arena, they're Ultra Gunner again. Soulbind is on Razor and Kunkka, but they remain alive. Boat is on Svilski's CK, but he's still standing and fighting. Chaos Bolt on Mars. Vico runs in, looking for more, but somehow nobody's died quite yet. Now it's a Chains on Razor. He's healed by both Phoenix's Sunray and Pugna's Life Drain. Now it's Jinx, the new target of Dire. The spear is on point, and the Mirana is out. Supernova will dodge Chaos Bolt, and now Radiance scatter. They have lost their Mirana. They've forced out big abilities and BKBs. And that will be the trade, a Mirana for cooldowns and BKB charges. Though, Filski wants more kills. Looked for PMA, but PMA, with a well-timed TP, gets away from the engagement. Now Filski again is running forward as Blink in 10. Vico, the target. BKB on cooldown. Link is on CK. Alternator pops out, killing CB's Pugna. Now, they go for Vico. Vico is low, but he's very fast. But Sev is there with the Slight and Chains, perfectly locking down the Razor. Now it's 3 kills, though 2 of them went in favor of the Radiance team at the end of the fight. Perhaps they will look at objectives. The middle T1 tower comes to mind. The glyph will delay and PMA is nearby, but Filski is sniffing out the movements. Chaos Bolt, arrow, the damage, more than enough, and PMA goes down, the streak going to Filski on Chaos Knight. And suddenly the game, it is turned around heavily, and Mrcrazyguy fan club actually want more kills. Again they're hunting, and again they are intruding into this Dire side jungle. They are putting on as much pressure as they can. They do not know the meaning of mercy. And that is a big target they're moving for in that top tier 2 tower. Dire have a glyph. They can use it, but for now they have not. Perhaps holding it. There it is. They're holding it for the respawn of PMA. Now, if Moozy want to fight as 5, they can. Looking at Dire Vision, they have a ward here that has expired. They're smoking anyways. Mrcrazyguy leading the way on Mars. Blink Arena available. Just Juicy. They're on 2. Spear. It is on the Mirana. Torrent in. Nephilim. Dice Super Coops. Boat will bring down Jinx. Now, it's 3v5. And Filski drops on the east side to Razor and PMA. Over to Sev. He will have Ultra Gunner inside him as he keeps away, so the 2 main cores Mrcrazyguy fan club get away. But that is one good defensive fight by the side of Moozy. They defend their tower top lane, with the wraparound gank for the back lines. Great targeting being split. Half the team with the arena, the other half going on the CK. They bring down both, and it just seems like Radiance are caught in enemy territory with their pants down. And now, again, the net worth lead swings back towards Dire again. Seb's hunting right now. He wanted to slay chains on, I believe that was Razor. Instead of top lane where Radiant find a kill, it will be CB's Pugna. Very dead. And that will mean it will be a 30th kill of the game at minute 24, a pretty decent pace. And again, it will be Mrcrazyguy fan club intruding into the Dire side jungle, perhaps looking to gain map control, playing around their previously placed vision. They have 2 wards in the Dire side jungle. I think they placed, never mind, no 3rd ward, but still a lot of vision in the area. Main targets, of course, being that top tier 2 tower, into the outpost, into perhaps a Roshan. But for now, the tower is the first mark. Dire again have a glyph, thanks, I believe, the middle T1 dying, giving one more glyph. I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm bottom tier 1, not entirely sure at this point. And that will mean again that Radiant will back off, having not taken the top tier 2 tower. As a result, it is Dire who smoke as 4. Everyone but PMA is in the smoke. PMA has a TP and multiple places to go to, being these tier 2 towers. For now, though, Moozy have not found the right jump. Looking at their vision, they see very little. They're pinging out the right area, but the exact location is not known. On the flip side, when the smoke expires in 5 seconds, Radiant will have a pretty good idea something is definitely up. And they see Raze already hitting creeps. They know something's definitely up. They're going to pincer maneuver. They want to cut them off. It will be a 5v4 fight. PMA simply is not there. Arena's there on Nephilim. 7 on the outside. In blinks Filski, looking for targets. He's linked by Vico. Supernova active. Will the egg live? No, it will not. 1-for-1 trade from Filski's back. Filski goes down, and now it's Vico running forward with PMA. They're linked together by Soulbound with Sev. Remnant in, looking for CB. CB alive, now dead. Both. They're on Nephilim. Nephilim drops. Chaos Bolt is there on Vico. Radiance cores hit the Razor. Razor low. Razor dead. Back to Sev. Him and Mrcrazyguy were in a 1v1, but both of them will agree to disengage perhaps. Sev again is hunting though, now with his teammates, but the remainder of Dire will get away. A relatively even fight, gold-wise, literally 4 gold away in terms of the delta between Radiant's gold gain and Dire's gold gain. If Radiant can get an objective, perhaps that top tier 2 tower, it will be a big win. Both teams have their eyes on it in that top tier 2 tower, somehow, some way. It is not dying. It is the ultimate bastion. It refuses to fall. It has been sieged so many times, and it's just still there. Mrcrazyguy, the main defender. Radiance, I believe they saw him on a ward, that one right there, giving him vision in the trees. They know Mars is on the defense, but they don't know Pugna and Phoenix are there. PMA walks forward, looks for jumps. Radiance will oblige. It is a CK with Blink, infested with Ultra Gunner's Lifestealer. Once again hunting. Dire have vision everywhere, but not everywhere enough. PMA still gets caught. Chaos Bolt arrow brings down Kuntka, and he has no buyback. At long last, this top tier 2 tower is going to die. Or perhaps not. Where is the wave? It's not here. Mars has killed it, and he again is hunting for one more wave. It is risky business what he's doing, but if he pulls it off, the scan, they know something's up. Tumbler's toy in the trees, but they still know he's there. Arrow, it's off to the south. Mars, again, died his work with fate. He blinks again. Fourth year Lingus. Down to the sleight of fist. Somehow, he got us away from everything. This is absolutely wild. But at long last, the top tier 2 tower is going to crumble. It put up a very valiant effort, but it could not defend itself indefinitely. This is a wild game. And here we go again. Both teams smoke in the Dire jungle. Radiant move to the east. Dire shadow their position. Sev, Remnant's in. He's forced to BKB. He'll link. Remnanting again. Sev's one damage. Inconsolski looking for Phoenix. Phoenix caught. Phoenix dead. Arrow in. Misses, but CB has been caught again. CB down. The trade for Filski. CB still alive. Arena on Ultra. Jinx sleeps in, but Ultra is down. Pugna gets away, and now Dire, having killed 2 big cores, hunt for more. They see Sev, and they see Nephilim. Sev has a chains on 4th year Lingus. He will remnant away. He's out of remnants. He will survive. But overall, a fantastic fight for the side of Moozy. They lose a support, they get 2 cores, and once again, the pendulum swings back in the other direction. Look at this graph. This graph is a back and forth adventure. It is absolutely wild. And you love to see it. I love League of Legends. I just love League of Legends. I just love Dota 2, man. Look at the scoreboard and the items. We're seeing some key items get purchased. Vico will have that Refresher Orb on Razor for the next fight. That is a pretty big item. And we are getting close to 1 more orb on Phoenix. So we're getting a lot of spells on the Radiance team somewhat soon. Notably, 4th year Lingus is also going for a Refresher Orb. He is the one man who has not died this game, and he too wants more abilities. So Dire are doubling down on their team fight combination. 2 Eye of the Storms, 2 Supernovas, 2 Mars Arenas. They want to go. Radiant, for their part, are buying some mana-fighting items. Ultra is going for that Assault Cuirass, wants the plus armor this game. Looking at Ember, he wants the Ags to zip in, zip out, be around, and he's close to it. Filski has fallen behind a bit in farm compared to his early game form, but he's close to his own BKB. So we're getting close to every single core that needed was having a BKB this game, and that will be the 5th BKB when he purchases it. Of course, Lifestealer not needing a BKB this game, given he is he's a Lifestealer, but that's where we're at. If you're looking for Wraith packs, currently both teams have not quite gotten their Wraith pact, but Mirana is somewhat close to her Wraith pact, about a point booster away from the Wraith pact. I don't think Dire are buying one yet. Yeah, Dire are not buying one. Pugna opting for Glimmer. Phoenix going for that orb. But for now, the main thing is this Mars and Kunkka contingent hunting for kills. They see Ultra Gunner mid lane, but Ultra Gunner knows something is up. He spider legs towards his teammates. And both teams, they're playing cautiously. They do not want to go into the errant position. Ultra, look at the way he's playing. He is being very anxious of a possible jump from 4th year Lingus. Dire no longer see him. Filski pops Phantasm. The Moonlight Shadow is active, but Dire saw something on their ward, that being the Filski using Phantasm, and they run away. Problem, chains are there on CB. Pugna will drop. Will it be a trade? Arena's on 2 core. Soulbind is in, but both heroes are still quite fine. Biko refreshes. BKB, Eye of the Storm, brings down Filski. Now it's 1 core lost on Radiant's team. Ultra will man fight. Biko again uses BKB. Nephilim is dead. Jinx leaps away. Supernova zones away Ultra. Sev will remnant away from the stun in time. But the X-Mark is in on Sev. The remnant, no, not in time. The stuns were perfect. Sev dead. Ultra dead. Jinx, the lone survivor, will get away with the TP. But that is a 4-for-1 exchange heavily in favor of Moozy. They thought about Roshan, but they will choose instead for the middle tier 2 tower. PMA and 4th year Lingus leading the push. And that tier 2 is immediately dead. And they're going high ground to force the buyback. Glyph will kill the wave for now, but Dire want to remain. Their Glyph is there as well. PMA TPs with the X mark just in time. Jinx almost canceled it. And in come more Dire creeps. They flood into the Radiant base. The defense is difficult until the respawns are in. Currently, Radiant can defend with 3. They can buy back on Ultra, but they lack the Ember Spirit of Sev. And they also lack their melee barracks. Vico will link the Chaos Bolt illusion and will back off. Moozy will have to be content with their massive gains. Nearly a team wipe, a tier 2 tower, a tier 3 tower, and a melee barracks. Mrcrazyguy enthusiasts, they want payback. They have lost so much in so little time, and they want vengeance. For now, the target of their ire will not be the Dire heroes or the Dire structures. It will instead be Roshan. Roshan lasted until minute 34. Perhaps longer than it should have, but it will not last until minute 35. Mrcrazyguy, bring it down. Aegis, but no! The arena on 3! Ultra Gunner, all 3 cores are on the inside. Ultra gets Aegis, Supernova pop. Bolt is in, but Seb has BKB. Vico has arrived. Doski, TPs, will he get away? Yes, he will. Somehow, someway, Radiance escape. They have all 3 cores in the Thunderdome. In all 3 cores. Get away. And they still have the Aegis. What a miraculous fight! Nay, what a miraculous escape from Mrcrazyguy enthusiasts. Pause. Sick. I can drink water now. I love water. So we had a pause by PMA. The pause is still active. Nephilim is currently AFK, which is fine. He is a free man living in a free country. If he wants to go to the bathroom during a lads game, he can go to the bathroom during a lads game. If he wants to drink some water, he can drink some water. If he wants to go see the pizza guy, pick up his pizza from the front door, he can do that too. And he has finished his business. G1 ever, says Ultra Gunner. We're back. We're not back. We're not back. We're still here. We're back. Let's go, baby. We're back. More Dota 2. If you are just joining us, welcome to the opening week of League of Lads Season 10. It is time to establish the pecking order. Many people had this Mrcrazyguy team as a highly rated units. But right now, they are on the precipice of losing 0-2 to Moozy. Certainly, a loss that they can They can be content with the loss. It's a good team, but of course, no team wants to lose 0-2. You want to win Dota 2. If you can't win 2 games, you at least want to lose. You at least want to only lose 1 game and win 1 game. But right now, they've lost 1 game and they're in the position to lose a 2nd game. Not ideal. As it currently stands, we see the Twitch chat very angry right now. I may have made the wrong comment, but what can you do? We are seeing Moozy siege the top tier 1 tower. They will claim it, but it will give Radiant 1 more glyph if they so want to use it. For now, though, it is Mrcrazyguy pushing in some lanes, taking some farm in the Dire Tri-Camp. Sev will be the top tower defense. Moozy leave the top lane. 4th year Linga shows mid, though the remainder of his team, knowingly or not, stepped over a Radiant side observer ward. Ultra Gunner has finished the AC, and now it's time to pop into Filski once again. Chaos Knights and Lifestealer. We've seen the Gang Squad many times this game, and they want to again go for some big, high-value plays. Radiant possess 6 lives. Ultra has Aegis for 2 more minutes. The jump will be top lane on 4th year Lingus. But he has BKB and TP. Is there a bash in time? No! Ultra Gunner could not find the lucky bash. If Ultra Gunner was lucky enough, that would have been a massive bash, but alas, the gods do not smile into Sabres. Ice Frog looked down from Bellevue, Washington, and he said, no, you may not have the bash, Mr. Ultra Gunner. And instead, we return to our regularly scheduled agriculture. We're back for more farming. DMA has X-Mark, but Ultra has Rage. So both teams will exchange a little bit of mana. Infest again is up, but this time in Sev. Ultra is inside the Lifestealer. Aegis for just under a minute. Radiance. Play with limited vision. Smoke has popped on Mars and Razor. Blink in. Vico, BKB's working lanes. Arena's there on CK. CK is stunned with the spear and sundered down to the grave. And that will mean it's time to run. Vico with a haste rune runs forward looking for more. Link again is up. He'll BKB with the X mark. Who's it on? I believe Marana. Marana will also be back into the grave. So both supports on Mrcrazyguy enthusiasts will die. Vico on Razor gets a triple kill. And now it's time to run it up the middle lane. Sev and Ultra are the defenders. Ultra will lose his Aegis, however. Link taps the damage. Vico is still very, very strong. Sev will BKB, but what could he possibly do? The middle racks are fully dead. They move bottom. Sev will miss the chains. Radiant will glyph. But Dire seem to be unfazed. The tower is already below half HP, dropping rapidly. Chains are on Kunkka and Mars. Both of them have their BKB up. Arena is up in 17. Sev arrives in. Spear drags both Sev and Ultra away. Perhaps they are waiting for the Mars Arena. They do not want to commit that Professor Orb on 4th year Lingus, perhaps. And they will not have to. They will back off and safely get away. Again, claiming 3 more kills. Again, claiming another range racks. Again, claiming another tier 3 tower. Everything is going pretty well right now. DD is there on Ultra Gunner, But I don't think he can do anything with it other than farm. Radiance, they have a smoke at least. They have a smoke on Nephilim and Moonlight Shadow available, but by the time the fight happens, yeah, Lifestealer already lost the DD. He got purged off him when he infested into Filsky, so I guess that the DD doesn't really matter this game. Filsky again leads the way, looking with his carry for kills. Perhaps an errant hero pushing in the top lane, but he will not find him. Instead, looking at Radiant Vision, they see nothing. They now see two heroes middle lane, but perhaps it's too late. PMA and Vico both have BKB, and they are both very, very hard targets to go on. Bottom lane, we see 4th year Lingus bring the wave all the way to the barracks, forcing Sev back. So perhaps Mrcrazyguy can say, you know what, we got some map control back. We took the dire side outpost. We put up not 1, not 2. Correction, just 2 observer wards. That one's already there. They got some farm, I'm sure. But I'm quite sure they wanted more than that. Fourth year Lingus. He is smoked with a ninja gear. But Mrcrazyguy will get away. They will vacate the dire jungle area. The outpost is reclaimed, though the observer wards, I think they both remain. Correction, CB killed one of the wards, though one is still up. So by doubling down on wards in this area, one of them remains alive. But we see dire side pings. We know where they're headed. It is the top tier 2 tower. That will be their target in the near future. For now, again, it is 4th year Lingus with ninja gear leading the way, perhaps looking for a spear. But the remainder of the team is looking at that top tier 2 tower. The creep wave arrives. Middle lane, it will be a trade though. Ultra Gunner will take the dire side middle tier 2 tower. There's time for Radiance to TP back. They must defend their base. Vico and PMA enter. Arrow will be there on Kunkka, popping a Aesthetics cap. Sev has chains on no heroes. They hit the creeps instead. And the tier 3 tower is dead. Radiance are smoked on 3 heroes. Filsky blinks in for Nova. Nova gets stunned. Will he die on Phoenix? Phoenix is still alive. Supernova, not even used quite yet. Radiant collapsed on him, but Supernova and Radiant are both committed. Radiant are collapsing. Filsky is dead. Filsky buys back, but the fight, it is disaster. Sev is in the back lines, but he's doing very little damage right now. 4th year Lingus, Professors, Sev is in. Supernova again is there. Jinx, CB, Vico, all dead. Ultra, dead again. Pugna Marana, both buy it back, but Dire may have bitten off more than they could chew. Chaos Bolts will be there on Nova. Rift in. Arrow missed, but Remnant on point. Nova down. Dire commit heavily. They get the melee barracks. They get, I believe, 2 buybacks. Yeah, 1 on Chaos Knights, 1 on Marana. But it definitely could have been better. They had to use a buyback. Correction, they used a buyback on Pugna. And they used a lot of abilities. 2 Supernovas, 2 Arenas, 2 Eye of the Storms. And they only get out with a moderate-sized victory. And perhaps they've given some life to Mrcrazyguy enthusiasts. Again, Radiant, run it down across the river. They want to do something. Question is, what can they accomplish with the time? It may be simply some map control. Some waves are being pushed out right now. Sev will get X-marked. I don't think that was a perfect dodge on the X-mark, but it did not matter. Sev got away quite easily. They are seeing Radiance supports smoked up in the dire side jungle, but seems like that will be the end of their current aggression. They want more shine instead. Problem is, Dire know they're there. 4th year Lingus has an arena. Veins are on PMA. The Pugna Ward is on the floor. Radiant see it, but can they kill it? Chaos Bolt will be on. Correction, nobody. Dodged by Glimmer Cape. Folks, will give PMA the rum buff. Both teams have committed abilities, and both teams could not find anything. But Dire look for a jump at the Radiant side tri-camp. They have run into Jinx and Filski. Hex is on Jinx, but the arena's there on 3. Ultra backs up his teammates, but can they live? Nephilim dead. Nephilim buys back. Jinx dies back. Supernova on the floor. Pugna might perhaps die. No, he's still alive. Filski couldn't kill him. Ultra was brought down the south side. On the north side, Filski is dead as well. Back to Sev. He tried his hardest to salvage the team fight, but salvaging did not come. Moozy with another massive teamfight win, triumphantly walk into the Roshan pits. And they are now oh so close to victory. They taste it. They know the win is coming. And they will secure it with that second Roshan of the game into what could be the final high ground siege of the series. Is that a Ninja Gear? Yeah, that was a Ninja Gear Invis Mars just walking by Seth. So Radiance will have Morana alive in 5 seconds, CK alive in 30. It is likely they will sack the top range racks. The question is, can they defend the bottom melee racks and range racks? The answer is probably not, but bigger miracles have happened in Dota. The main contingent of Dire head towards bottom. They hit the range racks. Top range racks are dead. All range racks are dead. PMA walks in. He's bashed. He's arrowed. Is there kill? Arena in on 4. Sev, BKBs. Everyone BKBs. Boat is in. Nephilim dies back. But the trade is for CB perhaps. CB, he's now dead. The Bissell is in on Lifestealer. Lifestealer drops. Supernova. Just too strong. Filski blinks in, but Radiant know it is over. They have called GG. And Moozy is gone. Have won the series 2-0. Moozy is crying. Has won the series 2-0. And there we go. That'll be the series. Strong 2-0 for Moozy is crying. For Mrcrazyguy fan club, I'm sure some lessons to be learned from their 0-2 loss. Of course, not the way they wanted the series to go, but sometimes you lose Dota 2. I, for one, was impressed by Vico on the Razor this game. I'm actually a little bit sad that I could not see the first game of the series, alas. I was a little bit busy, unfortunately. But I am grateful that I got to even cast one game, that the Pro Series 11 games ended a bit early, so I could cast a bit. I am going to raid my buddy Chompix Gaming, who is my South American expert of choice. I should say more, my South American Dota expert of choice. Who is doing, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm just going to raid him anyways. Regardless, thank you for watching. If you want to have me cast your games, Thanks to DOS for the sub. But if you want me to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on Discord, badger5713, or Twitter, twitter.com/batterdota2. If you want to hire me and Lodge, we'll cast your DBC events or whatever tournaments, contact me, same places. I will be back soon for some more Lands action. I'm quite soon. For now, though, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great night.